Hello, and thank you for reaching out to the IMAA. In this session, we're going to talk to you about what does it mean to become a member and what does that mean for your agency. So I'm going to share screens with you now and walk you through a half-hour presentation of exactly that. The IMAA came about roughly 2.5 years ago when 5 agencies got together and thought, what can we do to actually improve the agencies when all we were hearing about in the trade press were the holding companies. And we needed to do something about it. Holistically speaking, indies represent between 25 and 37% of all media dollars. And when you look at that from a digital point of view, it's probably closer to 50% in many of our partners. And what we do know at the moment is that indies are hot. Everyone wants to deal with an indie, which is absolutely fantastic. In the post-COVID world, for a number of reasons, people want to work and support their own country, which is absolutely fantastic. So who we are. The IMAA is a non-for-profit organisation built of a verified collection of agencies made of over 120 different agencies that work and provide a tremendous amount of stability and enormous amount of experience to the industry. So then all of a sudden, with 120 agencies, there's a 5,000-pound gorilla that has just entered the media forest. So who are we supported by? We're supported by media partners. You have 40 media partners who provide annual funding for us. This allows us to keep our membership quite light for our members. These guys provide training, they provide opportunities for education, and also preferred deals for our members. We're also supported by the associations, including these ones here. This play a major role when it comes to events and also education of the industry, which is so important these days. Our leadership team, myself and Beck Colson, run the IMAA to a day-to-day. And also we're bringing on 2 other people later on this year. We also have our board of directors made up of CEOs and industry agency owners. And then on the right-hand side, the 6 people here, we've got our leadership team who run the IMAA on a month-to-month basis. All donate their time to make our industry a better place, which is absolutely fantastic. Why do we exist? Our purpose is to realise the full potential of Australian independence. And our mission is to collaboratively solve and share the challenges of independence so we can effectively grow, compete, and win together. So why do we exist? Basically, it comes down to promoting the benefits of working with indies, to help level the playing field and reduce the running cost of your agency. And finally, to provide this accredited stamp to say you're a quality agency. Our principles basically treat the media with respect, treat your people with respect, treat your clients with respect, be fiercely independent and be an innovator of the industry. Key benefits of working with the IMAA. Well, it's an opportunity to build your agency of network, and not only in Australia, but also around the world through the Network One, which is our sister association based in the UK, made up of 1,200 different indies. It allows you to truly have a global voice and a global presence. It's leveraging up our group deals, such as our trade credit insurance, to name but a few. The trade credit insurance deal is a world first deal, which I'll talk about shortly. It's a network, it's a community and support. Indies love dealing with indies, so we have a multitude of ways that you can connect with each other, work with each other, and have a drink with each other. It's an opportunity to share knowledge and discuss issues and solve problems. It's staff training. We have a tremendous amount of training for staff. We have accreditation and the certificate for your agency to, again, cement that you are a quality agency in your credentials. It's access to anyone senior in the media landscape, which you might need, being that 5,000-pound gorilla. It's an opportunity to represent your industry and represent your agency and represent and help promote independence and having a voice and raising concerns. It's pitch support if there's no conflicts. When I mentioned before, it's a membership of the Network One as well. That will give you a truly global footprint should you need to do a campaign or activate some sort of media in another country. It's 1,200 members all over the world, so we can hook you up with a sister relationship. It's PR and increasing your agency profile, which is so important these days. It's building new business opportunities, whether it's through our IMAA campaign or through the Network One, because new business comes through there in the same way that it goes out. And also pitch opportunities that we've created. And also it's presence in our website, logo, and it being added to our directory, which new business comes from. The credentials and the criteria for the IMAA, you must be Australian owned. You must be in business for more than 2 years or have 10 years of agency side experience. You must plan and buy media, and you must treat the media with respect. So we do have a 3-point reference check across 3 media providers to make sure that we keep the standard of this badge and the hygiene of this badge really, really high. So the conduct and code of conduct and commitment. So basically what this comes down to is try not to deliberately target each other's clients, try not to steal each other's staff, don't talk rates, no sitting on the grandstand, but more importantly, no sitting on the sidelines. We want you guys to participate and be part of the media. From a commitment point of view, it's $1,500 for the 12-month period of this last financial year. But however, we don't so much want money. We probably want your IP or enthusiasm into the industry. So we want your collaboration and possibly to put your hand up and represent your agency in the board at some point, because this rotates every couple of years. A brief history of the IMAA. We started February 2022 on Sydney Harbour with 20 agencies. Everyone was sitting very, very comfortably at this point in time, thinking that COVID was never going to affect us. And then COVID actually happened to the Indies. And it changed our direction. It was a great time to start an association in hindsight, but it changed our directions. So our first year was a big one. What we did was set up a buddy system, and we made sure that everyone made it through unscathed. We supported all our agencies. We leveraged off our media partners and lobbied to make sure that all of our members were treated fairly when it comes to payment terms. We give free support and still give free support for free legal support, free HR, free PR, free financial support. We had built out opportunities with Trinity P3 and Nth Degree to make sure that our indies made it on pitch lists. We ran dozens and dozens of webinars about JobKeeper when there was no information about JobKeeper or legal guidance or economic outlooks. So we were that comfort when no one else was there. We do surveys, which was a look into our industry. We built an alliance with the Network One, which I mentioned before, which allows you to have a truly global footprint. We collaborated and shared with each other. In that first year, we grew by 80 plus agencies. And we made so much noise that to a point we had to slow down, and we finally changed the footprint of the Australian media landscape. And these days we focus on purely quality stories about positivity. So why people prefer working with indies, why they recovered quickly. And then we also do our profiles on our CEOs. So each one of our members gets a profile of their CEO or their leader. And also we'll be launching agency profiles with Ad News next month. We support the industry, firstly, with our Insights and Innovation series. So every Monday at 12 o'clock for your staff, we will put on a webinar, not a sales pitch, but a webinar, something that your clients will find interesting and your staff can tell them. Whether it be the latest and greatest, sometimes indies are the last to know, so you will be the first to know. Then we have our leadership series. So this is more about, how to get staff back into the office, or how to generate more leads via LinkedIn, or how to attract talent via purpose. We've got a newsletter. We've got a newsletter. We also provide assistance. We've got Insights and Innovation. We've got masterclasses. We've got a whole bunch of different things that you guys can tap into. In terms of our events, we've got breakfast. We've got thought leadership panels. We've got movie nights. We've got networking events where we get together for CEO drinks or our Christmas party. We've got partner events again, as I mentioned before, on pretty much every single month or every 2 weeks. We're also doing and done this year International Women's Day at the Opera House with Yelena Dokic speaking at that, and also the premiere of Batman in Melbourne. So we move around the country putting on events, entertaining staff. We do a fair amount of government lobbying, whether it be on the state or on the federal level. We once a year we trot down to Canberra to spend some time with Paul Fletcher to make sure that the interests of independent agencies are heard in Canberra. Trade credit insurance. If you guys pay trade credit insurance, you'll know how much of a burden this is. So last year we did the world's first trade credit insurance group deal. This deal is by far the world's cheapest, and there's not a day that goes past where I don't get a call from around the world asking us how we did it. but it saves the average agency over $10,000 and in some cases up to $80,000 for larger agencies. It is an absolute unbelievable deal. And for more, just reach out to me. I can tell you more about that. So outside of the trade credit insurance deal, we've also got 18 other deals to help lower the running costs of your agency, whether it be Nielsen, Roy Morgan or WARC. We work with all these guys to ensure that the costs are lowered. We also ran a campaign last year, which is still running, oddly enough. This campaign was promoting the benefits of working with indies and supported by our partners. We are really, really pleased with the way it turned out. We know of at least 12 separate clients that are now partners with IMAA agencies through this process, and we'll probably run this every single year. We do research, whether it be our pulse research, looking at our own sector, the only research done into our sector, and then also similar to Media-Eye, we do a review on our partners. And the second one we do is a salary survey. So it allows you to know where your staff or where you're paying your staff in the grander scheme of your indie peers. 2022, we've got a multitude of different things. But we're looking at an international staff transfer program for 3 weeks anywhere around the world. We've got charities, internships, mentor programs, possible awards, possible discounts, and much, much more. But for us, it's about leveling the playing field. And the 3 key pillars is education for us. Education, holistically is, for the last couple of years, has been challenging because we're an industry that learns on the job by sitting next to someone smarter than us and going, can you send me that? So this way, we haven't learned that over the juniors haven't learned it, and they've left as well in droves. So in focusing on education, there's a couple of things we're doing. Firstly, there's our hub, our education hub, where we have all of our IMAA training, our YouTube channel, all of our training housed in there. The second part of that is our IMAA Academy, which I'll talk to shortly. Our second initiative is making our industry a better place, which is something we're ferociously passionate about. And then finally, physical events that we're putting back on. But as I mentioned, the IMAA Academy, this is training for 0 to 5 years experience. So anyone coming through, it's a tough place to kind of get your head around media, and it gets tougher and tougher every single year. So what we will be doing is module training. And you'll do the video training, you'll do a test at the end of it. And once you do a test, you'll get a certificate. Now, each one of the modules will be done by each one of the industry bodies. So digital will be done by the IAB. Out of home will be done by the OMA. CRA will do radio, for example. And then once you do each one of these courses and you go through the course, you'll be given a certificate that you can put on LinkedIn. And once you put it on LinkedIn, we will also, once you do all of them, you get the final certificate, the black one. This will put you through some sort of accredited training to say you actually understand the industry that you're in. The second part we're doing is making our industry a better place. It is dawned upon us very, very early that now that we are the industry body for indies, we need to actually make it a better place than what we found it. The first thing that we've done is set up a diversity council. This is making sure equality and diversity and inclusion is across all indies. We've set up a council with 12 CEOs made up of these wonderful human beings. And, there's a bunch of different things that we're doing, including International Women's Day, education, discounts, and much, much more. The second part we're doing is reconciliation. It's often a tough thing to deal with for a smaller business. And pretty much, I'd say most tenders these days ask for, what are you doing for reconciliation? What are you doing for diversity and inclusion? So this way you'll be able to join our charter and I'll be able to answer those questions. But at the end of the day, make our industry a better place. We have launched a charity up in the Northern Territory. We've got a charter and something that you guys can put your name to say you're part of this program. And also, we're currently signing up to our full reconciliation with Reconciliation Australia, a RAP. We will be launching the Make a Difference program with Paul Arche, who's an elder up in the Northern Territory. And this will be working with the youth in Alice Springs and making actual real difference in their lives, getting them to re-engage with their culture. The other two parts are going to happen in the second half of 2022. Future Talent is about extracting new talent from the universities to come into our sector. The second part of that is the FOTI group. So bringing back some of the fun back into media. So the 20 to 30-year-olds, bringing fun into media, basically. Networking events will be happening every 2 months. and network, and then also our major events such as our digital event, our out-of-home event, our radio event will be happening every 2 months as well. The first major event that we're doing this year is Operation Bounce Back on the 5th of April. This event is going to be absolutely a one of a kind. It's the first time anyone's ever attempted to bring all of the industry together. We are talking about partners, we're talking about industry bodies, educating indies on what they need to know going into 2022 and beyond. It's a power session followed by a networking session afterwards. This is a glance at our diary, but we'll send this to you afterwards so you get a firm idea about what happens and all the different ways that you can tap into the IMAA. We're here to support and support you guys. From a testimonial point of view, I will play Michael from Pivotus.
Hey, this is Michael from Pivotus. I just wanted to record a quick thank you for the IMAA for the assistance they gave us in a recent pitch that we had. We're an independent digital media buyer, and we had a need to become an expert on the Singaporean media market in about 3 days' time. And I was able to reach out through the IMAA to Network One and be connected with an extremely talented and reputable media agency owner in Singapore. And just what we're able to learn in that course of that hour really stood us out with regards to the other panelists, and I believe was one of the key things that stood us out and showed that if we're given a left field idea, I mean, the client didn't even want to advertise in Singapore, they just wanted to understand the market. And we're able to give them ideas on the market, we're able to give them ideas on future partnerships between Singaporean government departments.
I'll play Amanda as well now.
When I first spoke to Sam at IMAA, I hung up the phone and I thought, we're in. The synergies between IMAA and outlet digital marketing stood for were from the outset. What we loved most about the opportunity of being a member of IMAA was the greater good of being part of a broader network while still being able to maintain our independence and our own identity, which was really important to us. Since we became a member at the beginning of the year, we've seen a lot of value in our membership. Whether it's been the multiple webinars that the entire team has enjoyed, through the additional support, through the difficult times, but also the ability to reach out to the broader network, being Network One, the global piece we're working on, as well as the buddy system and having regular chats with Dan and Ryan. For all the indies that are out there in the marketplace and currently considering the IMAA, the opportunity presents itself to network with like-minded, professional and passionate people. To us, it was a clear decision to make.
Oh, thank you, Amanda. And look, just closing, there's probably 6 reasons why agencies have joined us and why we've grown to this size. Firstly, is to build your agency network, not only in Australia, but around the world through the Network One. This is a great way, sometimes being in India is a lonely space. Secondly, it's training and events. So whether it's through the training, such as the IMAA's Academy, which is launching later this year, or whether it's through the weekly webinars for your staff, or the events that we're having, such as Operation Bounce Back or the networking events, it's a great way to upskill yourself. It's a community and support. And whether it's free legal support, HR support, whether it's support through government lobbying, whether it's tapping into and raising concerns through our closed LinkedIn group, there's a support, a community there that wants to hear from you and talk to you and also share the issues. It's credentials and credibility to say you're a quality agency and you're part of this community and you've been accepted by the IMAA. It is also new business opportunities, which everyone loves, whether it's through, again, government lobbying, whether it's through the IMAA campaign, that $3.5 million campaign that's running throughout Australia, whether it's through the directory, whether it's through the Network One, there's multitudes of ways of new business comes through to your business. And then 6, finally, having a voice and sharing your concerns with the industry and raising your profile, within the industry as well. Finally, the next steps, if there is an appetite from your end, guys, please fill in the application form, which will be sent to you. Provide 3 names of 3 media providers you work with for a short reference check, and then send that on to Beck and myself. Any questions, just ask us. Sorry, if for whatever reason I couldn't present this personally to you, I'm more than happy to do that anytime. If you want more questions or dive deeper into a couple of things, I mean, honestly, this is just the tip of the iceberg of some of the things we do and some of the things we are working on in the future. We are here to be your association. We are here to make the industry a better place. Thank you for listening. Together, we have a very, very loud voice. Thank you for your time and look forward to hearing from you.